Alright, I got a good portion of the foot soldiers, the ground units, programmed in there, converted from Orbat to event files for the game. Fast forwarded to July of 1942 to make sure that everything processed appropriately, and it did. These battle lines are obviously not accurate because I haven't played, I just fast forwarded. So all units to be considered, both Soviet and Axis, are still at their staging grounds. Because, so this is just a fast forward. This isn't demonstrating gameplay. This is demonstrating the placement of units on the map as automated deployments based on their historical significance, and making the game more historically balanced due to the fact that it's very challenging, not just for the artificial intelligence module, but for myself to accommodate or not accommodate, allocate and disperse all 1.7 million German units accurately through the process of playing leading up to Barbarossa. There's a lot of other shit to do other than organize armies. So this is like an assisted measure to put things into some rough order as the scenario progresses. I'm not going to do this for every single battle situation because it is a game and you like the random nature of it, but for something with the caliber of Barbarossa as an operation and the impact it had on history overall and many areas beyond just the warfare aspects, I feel as though it's worth implementing into my data because I wanted to embody that event to a reasonably accurate degree at the start, and with the deployments following up the initial invasion as well. For example, these Italian units are Alpine divisions 2, 3, and 4 that were deployed to the Eastern Front, I believe, in July of 1942, and I deployed them to Romania because it's not always going to happen that I declare war on the USSR in 1941. Therefore, if I had these units deploying in the Ukraine and in southern Russia where they fought, it might not fit the storyline every time I play, so I don't want them to just pop up over here if I'm not even at war with the USSR, because then they're going to run out of supply, they're going to get stuck in there, it's going to make the map look like shit, and the USSR is going to get pissed at Italy for no reason. So, playing a safe bet because Romania and Italy had good relations in 42, regardless of whether or not I'm at war with the USSR, these units will deploy here, and if we're not at war, they won't receive commands that I've also programmed in the file to go to specific cities like Odessa, Kiev, Nazir, who knows how to pronounce that, not me, and in general towards Donetsk region where they were most active. But they will get specific requests in the file to aid in defense, and then there's a condition file that will prompt whether or not they go through, and then if they go through, then they translate to hotspots for Italy, and that will in turn send them 3 units and the 2 mixed divisions I made up, the Bersaglieri, which is an Italian sniper, Fanteria, which is standard infantry foot soldiers, mixed engineer, and some anti-tanks with transports. They're my 2 mixed divisions. They're not really based on any element of accuracy, just units that fit to the era and fill the spot for Italy's participation on the Eastern Front, more or less. That's what these units do, and they will head this way if I'm at war with the USSR at this point in time, in any of the times I play the game. Pretty cool. Otherwise, I did some research on where it would be most likely that the Hungarian armies would be deployed. Some of these are based on elements of historical accuracy. Others are just based on assumptions, based on informed excerpts of information that I've reviewed. These are the most likely locations for groups to be stationed in Hungary in this era leading into Barbarossa. Hungary didn't participate in the initial wave, although they did enter into the war a few days after Barbarossa started. Romania. This is their accurate warbat file, translated into events. So these are the units they had ready to go on invasion day, and I just placed them here because they didn't have assigned locations yet in the file. So I just picked 2 common locations where they would likely be good starting points for that part of the game. These are their tanks they get in the beginning that they had. I programmed in a while ago. I did some for Bulgaria. I actually improved the warbat file for this. I assigned locations that were already written in the warbat file but not assigned yet, so I assigned them and saved them in my warbat file, so if I ever do skip to this point, that's where those units were actually deployed at. So that's nice. And I'm still going to do Japan through Manchukuo. I don't really want to touch any warbats in China because I don't know how that battle is going to play out. It might not be, these battle lines may not be this way throughout the game because it's a pretty action-packed set of engagements going on over here through the game. It's always interesting to peek on that. I'm going to do Turkey because their military and armaments improved drastically throughout World War II, although they didn't actually have a major role in the war. And their declaration of war on Germany was more or less a formality at the end of the war. They didn't really have any intention to do anything other than build up a suitable defensive network via their military, and that's what they did. So they will get their warbats programmed in, some for England, although they already have a substantial amount in there. Spain, the old US of A will get theirs, and South Africa, Australia, and I don't really give a fuck about New Zealand. No, I'm just kidding. I might do New Zealand too. Alright. Oh, and Canada. And that's where I'm at.